Hey everybody, welcome back to Creativerse. So I've been wanting to get back to this much sooner than now, but I had a little issue with my world and my entire house and inventory disappeared one day. I'd like to thank David from Creativerse for reaching out and helping me get everything back. I actually had recorded an episode for you guys kind of explaining that things were gone and that we were probably going to start, something new with Creativerse, but before I could do anything with that footage, David contacted me, and as you can see, we got everything back. So here we are, episode 3, and one of the things I want to point out was that the game just had an update, a release 4. It updated a number of things, and we'll kind of go through some of those as we go, but mostly I want to focus on getting a forge in here. But one of the really obvious elements that's changed is the look of our workbenches here. So you can see that the crafting tables now have these style animations. They're shorter, very cool looking. They're also now blue instead of yellow. And the processor is now the yellow instead of the purple that it was previously. So anyway, slightly different look there. If we jump in here, we can see that here's the forge. And I'm going to need some coal to get this going. We have the wood slabs, no problem. And we're going to need some stone slabs. Let's head over here to the processor. See, we've got 2 there. We don't need a lot more of these, but that's fine. We're just going to go ahead and queue up a bunch because that stuff gets used elsewhere. So let's see. We're going to jump back into my inventory, and I do have, you can see the extractors actually look different as well now. I do have 4 of these, and we're going to go out because in order to make the forge, I need coal, and actually just ran across some, for which we are going to need extractors. So let's cruise out here. Here's one right here. Again, you can see the blue. We can just right click. There you go. The extractors look different now. Pretty cool. And then I think I ran into one more. There it is. Just kind of digging around out here, taking up dirt and stone to kind of replenish my inventory so I could get back to crafting some things we need. So that's going. Now, what we are missing is, we do have some obsidian ore here. Okay, for some reason I thought that I had more, but now that I think about it, I think I might have only had 6. I have to go back and reference the previous episode, but anyway, I think we're good. We're going to get those guys going. Actually, one of the other updates to the game, let me kind of look at this. It's only got a minute 50, so it might be 2 minutes. One of the updates in this latest release was that they actually got rid of the store temporarily, but I believe it's going to be a permanent thing that it won't be connected to any of the queue here. I could have shown you that here in the processor. Now previously when we queued this up, there was a finish now button in the bottom right, and in the top we had some points, and we could spend those points to automatically process this. So that's one of the things that's been updated, the store being removed. When it comes back, I believe it's only going to have kind of cosmetic elements and will no longer be tied to kind of speeding things up that you can craft. Now the other part of the update as well, among many other things, was changing the timers for things. So some things have sped up. I noticed when I make a power cell that it happens very quickly. There didn't seem to be much of a timer, if any at all. So that's very cool. Now I'm going to go back out here as we kind of wait for the coal, and I'm looking through the updates, some of the other things that have been added. A lot of updates were related to the store removal, but there are some new recipes when it comes to corrupted stone. We've got some additional journal and data chip content, which we haven't really run into yet here in this run, but I have run into it with friends of mine when I play in multiplayer. There's also some new audio effects, some rare loot drops, a number of bug fixes, and again, some timer changes based on the store being removed. So anyway, we are down now to 21 seconds. This one is going to be just behind it. Now I did start digging in over there, and that's where we got the obsidian. I was going to say, did I just see more? But no. So once we scoop this up, we'll be able to kind of get the forge going here. So I'm actually just going to wait this out and then gather any other materials we need to get a forge started. Okay, after a brief run and gathering some flowers among other things, I think I've got what I need here. Let's see, we can do a forge. I even found some more coal in a chest too. So let's see, we've got enough to do 2 forges, but I don't think I need 2 right now. So we're going to go ahead, and as you can see, actually the forge was made very quickly. It just took maybe 2 seconds to get that out, so that's very cool. Much, much faster. Which I think is great for these kind of things like the crafting benches and some of your, like, tools like the power cell. I like the idea of those going quick. So let's see, we got the forge, and we're just going to go ahead and set this guy down. We'll just put it on the other side of the door here. There you go, look how cool that is. Very cool. So now if we jump into the forge, if I actually hit the right button, you can see that we've got different things we can do with the forge here. So we can take our obsidian, and let's go ahead and queue that up into bars. And we can make glass out of the sand, and we can make adobe bricks out of the mud. So a number of things we can do with the forge. You can see a lot of other things are grayed out. You can't really do anything in the forge with vines. They would, you know, just burn. But anyway, we can get those going. So we do have the forge going. Now, the other thing I want to do is I want to upgrade the stone to the stone power cell. So I did gather some flowers while I was out there, and it looks like I have everything else on me. So let's go ahead and do this. You can see, wow, very fast, yeah. And let's go ahead and jump in here and right click it. So now down in the bottom left, just above where it says tab, you can see that we've got the stone power cell. Now what that means is I can actually gather some slightly better materials. For example, I couldn't previously get limestone, but now I can actually pick this up. The cool thing here is that I found coal in this area, so it might be a good idea for me to dig around here. Oh, there you go, an obsidian node underneath. Now I was about to say I want to dig around to make sure I'm not missing any more coal, but hey, we'll definitely take obsidian. Now you can see that the stone is not quite good enough to get the glowing mushroom. We are going to need an obsidian power cell, an obsidian glove, but we'll get there. We can kind of dig this out and see if there's any more obsidian around. I'll pretty much dig around the entire thing, so I definitely don't want to miss any obsidian. And of course we're going to need some more extractors. And let me go ahead and use this extractor I've got on me. Now there are upgraded extractors you can make that actually kick out 12 material instead of 6. But I have a feeling that it actually requires the obsidian bars. So anyway, it'll be a little bit before we get there, but we're definitely moving along pretty quickly here. While I was waiting for the obsidian, I was assaulted, just absolutely assaulted by a number of these little pigsies out there. And so I basically came inside. We're going to let the obsidian finish, but one of the things I need to do is upgrade my weapon. I'm currently using a wood sword, so I wanted to jump in here really quick. And you can see that we have pretty much half the materials we need, right? We still need wood rod and twine, but we have the sinew and the stone. So in order to make the wood, rod, and twine, we're actually going to use the processor. Let's jump over here. So to make the twine, we actually use vines, and we're just going to do a couple of these, maybe queue up 3 of those. And then we needed the wood rod, which we get from the slabs, so we'll just queue up a couple of those guys as well. So once we get that going, we will have the material we need for a stone sword, and that's awesome. It's going to match with our stone power cell. You can see here that we do have the obsidian power cell available now that we've made the stone one. We actually are close to that. We just need slabs. So once we get the obsidian outside, we may be able to jump to that. But we'll see. We'll get there. I'm not in a really big rush because there's still plenty of things that we would like to gather and build here that really only require the stone power cell to gather. So I may make this. Sometimes I do that. I make it and then save it in my inventory, and then you know, use it as I go, maybe deeper underground or something. So ideally, you switch between the two would be nice. It'd be very cool, I think, if you could put it down in the hotbar, so you could kind of have it set as a number 1. So when you hit 1, it would switch out to your obsidian one, and the stone one would go to your number 1 slot. Anyway, that would be very cool, very efficient to switch between, and only use the obsidian one when for materials you actually have to use it for. Because I find myself just switching to the obsidian and just picking up everything, and I mow through it. It just totally, the durability goes down, and I've got to make myself another one. So one of the other things I'm really excited about in this game, one of the things I've really enjoyed, is the teleporters. They have a very cool system for these, and I'd like to make these at some point, and it really helps you get around. So basically, when you craft this, it gives you 2 of them, and you can put them in 2 different locations, and when you step into one, you kind of pop through the other one. But you can have a bunch of these, and the way it tells the difference is you actually put blocks in. It's got a couple slots, and so you could put in any combination. So I could put in a dirt, and a stone. And then I can tell it goes to a stone, dirt. Then I go place the other teleporter and do the matching thing, right? I match the combinations up. It's got little green arrows, tells you when it's actually connected. Very cool. I love that idea. Love the mobility. So let's see here. Let's kind of jump back in here and take a look at what we've got going on. We do have a beacon here. This is kind of fun, especially in multiplayer. Kind of signal like the base, so you could see it from just about anywhere. We've got a new torch stuff available. We can start getting into the armor, especially once we get the rope going. You can see we've got some hide. Let's see, do they all take 2? No, the chest takes 4. So we could make a couple of those. We do have the bomb. I was going to show you guys the bomb at some point. Let's go ahead and craft one of those. Check that out. And let's see, we just have some other block materials and everything. It would be nice to have a door, actually. That would be another great thing to have. Let's go ahead and collect the bomb. Look at the door. So we need wood rod, stone rod. Let's go ahead and we can probably gather this stuff up. And we can make some stone rods here from the slabs. Okay, and we did need wood rods. I think I probably made enough when I made those 3. It probably kicked out 12, but we'll do a few more of those. I think, was that all I was going to need? Let's see, door. Oh, we do need the beeswax. I actually don't think I have any on me. I think I might have had some previously. So anyway, I'm not really sure. It looks like it's still nighttime out. These guys are queued up at the door. Or at the wall where the door used to be before I filled it in. But maybe during the day we'll run around. I've seen a few places already up in the trees where the beeswax is, so we can collect that. And I think we go with a forge on that. I can't remember. But anyway, we'll get all that figured out. Okay, the sun has come up. And if we step out here, you can see at the top of the tree there, if it weren't for the lens flare, there is some honeycomb up there. Now, previously I had said that you would throw that in the forge, and you can throw it in the forge, and it makes, what does it make? I can't remember. Some kind of goo, I think. Can't quite remember. Let's see. I think it might make, no, it's this guy here, melted wax. That's what it is. But that's not what we want. Oh, we do want that chest that's there. We actually just, it's one of the blocks that when you pick it up, it actually becomes the honeycomb. It's not an actual block, and I was kind of forgetting that. So let's head on in here. We'll go ahead and grab this red flower while we're here. And let's see if I can land on this guy. Nope, of course I missed it. Overshot it. Okay, here we go. These are the blocks we need. And we're not getting them. Let's see, I really don't need this stuff. Let's do that. Cool. So I think we lost a few of those because I thought my inventory had enough room, but probably the new kind of leaves I ended up picking up coming up here. Did not realize that. Okay, and you can see in the distance, wow, there's actually a lot of it over there. I don't really need that many right now. There's even one in the middle. Oh, but there is some over here. Can we reach that? That's the question. We could probably make a little leaf bridge, but I'm not sure I need it. Let's go ahead and try this jump. Look at that. Alrighty. So we're going to scoop the rest of this up, head on back, and see if we can make us a sword? A stone sword. Something like that. Okay, a quick update, because I mentioned that when you died, the stone disappeared, or your statue, and I thought, wait, that's not right. It didn't disappear, because how do you get your items back? Excuse me. So, as it turns out, I decided to jump off the tree, as you do, to test things out. And it was then that I remembered as I ran towards it, I said, oh yeah, what it is when you pick up your items, when I take all, then the statue disappears. So, it doesn't actually remain out in the world once you loot it, but the statue does go into your inventory, so you can place it decoratively if you choose. Now, they do actually hold a number of items. I think it's kind of like 9 slots, the 3x3. So you could use a ton of those instead of chests. Not very efficient, but that's okay. So anyway, let's scroll down here really quick. Whoops, I didn't want to go that far. There is our stone sword. So we're going to go ahead and get that crafted. And then collect that. And let's see. We wanted, collect it. Oh, I don't have room in my inventory. Let's go ahead and drop the wood sword. Oh, I have a spare wood sword, in fact. Let's get rid of that. I must have looted that. Okay, we're going to collect that. Now, the other thing, the reason I had the honeycomb was actually, there's actually a number of things the honeycomb are for, but we do want to make the door. And you can see now that we also want to make the chest, or we can now. So we are actually going to queue up both of those, but primarily want to get the door going here. So let's get that started, just make sure we have what we need there. You can see, having made the stone sword, we can now make the obsidian sword. Very cool. And then we'll go ahead and queue up a chest. Whoops, wrong button here. And you can see that was the extent of the vines we had. So sometimes I do that just because at a glance I'm not really sure I have the materials. So I start the one that I really want, and then just in case I run out of materials. So anyway, there we go. We've got both of these done. I can't quite grab the chest because of my inventory, but one of the things we can do here very quickly is, or at least I thought I could. We're just going to go ahead and get rid of this guy. That's fine. Okay, cool. For some reason, am I missing it? Yeah, I guess I didn't have it. I thought I had one of the death statues. I could just put it down and then drop a couple things in it, but that's cool. So we're going to go ahead and set this chest up. I think we're just going to put it here so we can actually drop a number of things in here, and I think what we'll do is we'll drop things like the I want that back. Those leaves, probably the mud block. Let's see, maybe this guy. Just kind of a couple things. We've opened up some inventory space here. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the inventory, right click our sword. There we go. We've got the new sword. And then finally, we have the door. So let's do that and get that in. There we go. We can now right click this, open and close it, and have much better access to our house rather than throwing the blocks up to keep things out. Anyway, I think that's where we're going to leave. We're going to wrap it up there. We've made some good progress here, and I hope you guys check in next time. We got another episode or two for this series, basically just showing you kind of the basics of Creativerse, and then I have an idea for another thing after that, for more Creativerse, but kind of a different take. I got a couple different ideas, in fact. So anyway, I hope you guys stay tuned for the next episode and for future stuff with Creativerse. I'm really enjoying it quite a bit. Thanks for watching. Please do leave a like and or comment if you want to see more of these, and I will catch you next time.